all beef patty, special sauce for the cheese, pickles, onions on a special cheese.
Now I said Kentucky Fried Chicken. There's only one way to cook it, and that's Kentucky Fried Chicken, and that's
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. Reels.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bottom of the Pit podcast, where we look to the moon and swap our palettes. I am, as per usual, Mick Whoopi Goldberg, and I have two very special members of the food chain with me today. Beside me, I have...
I don't remember.
He doesn't remember his own name. His own name, Protege Deluxe,
there it is,
has joined us today. And beside him, we have the one, the only...
The Banzai Wolfburger. Oh yeah.
The Banzai Wolfburger and Protege Deluxe have joined me today for this wonderful podcast. Thank you for coming on to the show.
No problem.
Hey. This is a little bit out of the ordinary. Normally, for anyone who might not know, we kind of pre-record and then we release it, just kind of on a schedule. But this is kind of like an emergency podcast because this morning, was it this morning or was it last night?
I saw it this morning, but it was probably last night.
Okay, sometime between the night and the morning, Bandai Namco, Harada, Tekken, the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7 dropped a big old announcement. And it is a continuation of Season 3.
Woo.
Do you guys want to say who this new character is?
Well, let's talk about the old characters first.
Okay.
I mean, they gave us Ganryu back.
Yeah, Ganryu is back. Okay, yeah, we can start with Ganryu before we touch any of the new characters. How do you guys feel, one, about Ganryu as a whole, even before Tekken 7?
I never gave a fuck about him.
I enjoyed him. He was a really cool character. I know usually in games they kind of... I've seen a lot of, or not, maybe not too many, but you have the sumo guys that usually come in their powerhouses and they kind of tank through people, and I really like that about Ganryu. I thought, in Tekken 6, he was a really fun character, but he was also really funny. I know his ending had me dying when he took the little power orb and he became like a demon, but he couldn't fly.
Right, the devil
Yeah. So, I mean, I like him a lot. I'm glad that they added him back.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that from you. Like you said, you didn't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
So which was expected. I was expecting that from both of you guys, to be honest. But me personally, I used him in Tekken Tag 2. Well, I wasn't like a professional Ganryu player, but I had fun with him because he hit really hard.
Yeah, I hate you using him.
Thank you. But I do like his new design in here. I'm glad they didn't just bring him back in his diaper like they've always done.
No, yeah, he does look really cool. I think, honestly, in Tekken 7, they came back with a lot of really cool design choices for their characters. When they announced Lei, and you saw he was in the Interpol outfit or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
like, oh, snap, alright, I see you.
He kind of had almost like a washed-up cop look about him.
Yeah,
Like the stubble on his face.
Cool,
and
yeah.
things.
Ganryu's new design kind of reminds me a little bit of like Harang's new design. With the color scheme and everything, and the floating jacket and stuff,
It is, and they gave him the beard, and Ganryu looks good with the beard.
Yeah, he does.
I'll say that. He looks pretty cool with the beard. I can give it to it. I've never really seen a sumo character in fighting games that has any facial hair whatsoever.
Yeah,
always
clean cut.
Well, he's like, I'm a streamer now, I ain't doing this sumo stuff,
which is like weird to me. I get, like, he's always had that little crush on Julia, like that's not like brand new, but now he almost seems obsessed with her. Am I the only one that's kind of noticing that?
Oh yeah. He's definitely going to find her, like how internet people find people through the streams and come up to her house like, hey.
Well, good thing Julia's a fighter and can hold her own.
Yeah,
so. Then again, so is Ganryu. What's going to happen?
Yeah, there'll just be a fight outside of her house, and then maybe the police are called.
Right.
And then Lei shows up. And then
it's just an Interpol outfit.
That's it.
That is right outside of Julia's house. The entire King of Iron Fist tournament's right there. Oh, because Ganryu showed up.
That's it.
There's really not much to say about Ganryu as a character, because he's always been kind of one of those sleeper hits.
Mm-hmm.
When he first came out, he was a clone of Jack. And kind of in the vein, not in the vein of P-Jack, because at least P-Jack had the fly.
Yeah.
He had like the G Cuff Cannon, which is just like 2 hooks and then like a slam down.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had like the sit, and he was just like a Jack clone in Tekken 2, I think is when he came out. But I might be wrong.
I got it.
But as far as fan reception goes, people aren't necessarily the most excited about Ganryu. How do you guys feel about, people just having a lukewarm reception to him?
I understand it. I'm pretty sure there are a lot more. There are a lot of other characters that people want to see come back, and the fact that they aren't, they're like, who cares about Ganryu? I don't know. I don't know that many, or I haven't seen that many players in tournaments that main Ganryu.
It's true.
So
it's not even like a hate thing. I'm just like, oh, Ganryu, cool, another old character that we already don't have.
Yeah, and that's always been. I say this so many times, like we had these characters before, and like you're just giving them back. How excited can you expect us to get for a character we've like have so much experience with already?
Yeah.
Coming back with the same moveset that he's always had. But people are kind of, they don't really like it that much. They don't like, they kind of played it up in his trailer. If you notice, he's like, "How come guys aren't excited for me?" It's because you're fucking Ganryu. No one asked for you.
And then the fans are just like, he's like, make some noise, like, whatever.
But when they showed Ganryu after Leroy, that answered a lot of questions. Because I was wondering why there was so much space between Evo, where Leroy was shown off, or his trailer, and like now. Because they're working on 3 characters at one time, and they showed them all off at the same time.
Man, there was so much time in between that. Like T-Pain cosplayed Leroy immediately. And he wasn't even out yet.
It's perfect casting.
Yeah, it was. It was super cool, honestly. But I mean, even he is a cool character. When they came out with his gameplay trailer and everything.
Who, Leroy?
Yeah.
Sure. Did you guys want to touch on Leroy next? There's not a whole, unless you guys have any other opinions about Ganryu.
I mean, I gave mine. That's it.
There's not a whole lot to say about Ganryu. He's just Ganryu. He's a sumo wrestler.
Dashkoi.
Some people want him in there because he's a sumo wrestler representative, and every fighting kind of needs that. E Honda just came out for Street Fighter 5 a little bit ago.
Same feeling when I saw that. I was like, cool, E Honda.
Well, aside from like the basic rushdown characters like Cammy or say Noel or whatever, the sumo archetype has been my least favorite because they're all like the same character. They all dress the same. They all act the same.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, that's because sumo wrestlers kind of all fall under one. It's different than other competitive fighting or wrestling styles. I mean, when you have like pro wrestling, each person has their own persona. You have like MMA or kickboxing or even boxing. Each person, none of them. It's really difficult to find 2 people that are both currently competing that remind you of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody acts differently. Everybody, when they win, they have a different way about them. You know what I mean? There's some people that are super, super humble and they'll go down and bow and they'll treat it like a traditional martial arts thing.
Yeah.
And then you have, people like, what was that guy that used to fight? Kung Lee, who used to do a somersault into a backflip every time he won, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he's a little proud of himself.
Yeah. So I feel like when it comes to sumo wrestlers, I haven't watched much, but if you do watch their competitions, anytime that they win, it's always treated the same way. Yeah. Anytime they lose, it's always treated the same way. And it doesn't matter who the fighter is. It's never really that you're gonna see, a guy win or get get a throw or get him tossed out of the ring, and then he just go and is the biggest show boastman ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
The only sumo wrestler I've ever seen break that mode is that bastard from Austin Dallas. So
that's a good point though, because they don't treat it so much as entertainment. It's like literally it's like a lifestyle for them. It's like their pride and joy is all that. That's why so many of the fighting game characters, their whole persona is like sumo.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Honda, all he talks about is sumo. Ganryu honestly only talks about Julia, which is weird.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He only cares about Julia. His whole thing is Julia.
Yeah. So in a sense, he is different.
In a sense.
I mean, maybe the way he fights and the way he, his outros and stuff might be similar to others, but the lore behind Tekken is always a lot different than others.
Yeah,
that's definitely true, and I can respect it for that. He's always there's always this thing with the sumo wrestlers where when they're not fighting, they own a restaurant. Leon, he owned a restaurant. Ganryu, he owned a restaurant, but it went under. And there's a sumo wrestler in Virtual Fighter that looks just like Ganryu. I don't know what his name is.
Stanryu.
Stanryu. The Stumo wrestler.
But yeah, I mean, so other than that, there's not too much to say about it.
Yeah, which is a good place to start. So, but now let's go on to the interesting things and the things that people actually like really want to hear about. And we'll start with the boy that everyone's been waiting to hear from, Leroy Smith. I almost said Jenkins. Leroy Smith.
Yeah, he's honestly, like I said, he's a really, really cool looking character.
Yeah.
He's a cool looking character, but he reminds me so much of people that I grew up with in martial arts. My uncle specifically. He used to have the same like beard and dreads and everything.
Shit.
Yeah, so I mean, he's not super old, so they wasn't great, but he reminds me of him a lot. So whenever I see him go and whenever I see the gameplay of him, I'm just like, wow, look, that's my Uncle Musa right there. It's kind of neat.
You can play as him whenever you want now.
Yeah,
Whenever he comes out.
Yeah,
December 11th or 12th or something.
I do enjoy.
Like right next week.
Yeah, seriously.
I do like his fighting style.
Yeah.
It looks like he's really heavy in like parries and counters.
Yeah.
And I am garbage at parries, but either way, he looks like a cool character, and I might get into him just to do that.
Yeah. Seems like he's like a perfect replacement for like a character like Gen.
Oh yeah, again.
Yeah, we don't have Gen back, but now we got this new nigga who's like a master of parries and stuff.
Are you thinking about Wang?
Wang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, they look almost exactly the same. Wang and
Gen is
I mean, it's
from,
the same. It's the same fighting style.
Yeah, Gen's from
honestly.
like Dead or Alive, right?
He's from Street Fighter. He's the one that switches from Crane to like Snake and stuff like that.
But yeah, it's just interesting to have a new character. Like that's what I think they should have done. Like come out with like gave us our original characters, and the ones that you don't put in, replace them with someone new who has a new fighting style.
Yeah. Or just similar fighting style with just new face.
I mean, you kind of did that. You did the whole we don't have Bruce anymore, so we have Josie now. And stuff
Kind
like
of,
that,
but
right?
even then, the new character, I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name, but he is basically a Bruce clone, just bigger with this Aki kind of body type.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll hit on Mr. F later.
I'm gonna try to pronounce his name. I got this, guys.
Okay, Banzai's got this. When we get to him, you got the floor.
Yeah.
But as far as Leroy goes, how important do you think aesthetics are to like a character, especially a brand new character?
Bro, I think that's like that's the thing that hooks me on the character. Most
Yeah,
of the
honestly,
time.
it's not always their fighting style or how strong they are or whatever. Sometimes you just fall in love with the character because of what they look like. I feel like that's a lot of people's reason for liking what's his name, Lars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he doesn't. I mean, his fighting style is kind of stupid. Yeah, very much. He fights like I'd say like a Power Ranger, but even Power Rangers do martial arts, and I don't know what fucking Lars does.
He does Tekken Force.
Yeah, he's
Tekken Force
fighting.
fighting.
But yeah, so I feel like that's why so many people like him is because of his look and not so much. You know what I mean? Or maybe he just looks cool and flashy doing the thing.
Okay.
So they enjoy that about him, and I feel like that's really important for a character.
I would say there's been multiple times where I saw a character without even seeing gameplay or something. I'm like, that nigga looks cool. I want that to be my character.
Yeah,
and then you try him out, you're like,
Maybe he'll be a second.
That's kind of the heartbreaker, especially because can you imagine if like say they just had like a picture or maybe like a small trailer of Leroy, but you didn't know he was like the Kempo thing with all like the parries or like the 1,000 billion punches. If they just like dropped him like, oh, he's coming back to his neighborhood after all this training, he's going to like beat everyone's asses, and then he like kind of just was like your generic like boxer type or something.
Yeah.
You think some people would be kind of disappointed like that if they're not a fan of boxing, even though he looks super cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool, but just people that don't think so.
It really, honestly, just like we said, fall on what he looks like. If he looked the way he does now, but he was a boxer, I'd be like, what the hell?
I'm like,
Would not make any sense.
I'm like, okay, swaggy grandpa.
Yeah,
Are you sure you're a boxer?
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. I would say that wouldn't give him the best reception.
Okay.
You know what I mean, to the general fan base, let alone the people you need to play him and accept him, who are the tournament players, the pro players.
Yeah, they're kind of the make it or break it, unfortunately. But there's been this, I don't want to call it a controversy, but with this trailer that just came out, people are kind of complaining like it's like blaxploitation. Like here's Leroy Smith. Oh, he's just on black stereotypes. How do you feel about people that try to like claim?
I want to know
like
what kind
this
of black
kind of racism?
stereotypes they're talking about. Like he has dreads, Okay, a lot of black people have dreads. That's fair.
That's a stereotype, boy.
Yeah, but it's not even.
I know.
But I mean, it's a cultural thing. Yeah, black people have dreads, or it's within the culture of different places. But like, is it black culture to be in swaggy kung fu gear? Is it?
Yeah, obviously.
Is that black exploitation?
Is it black to be blind?
Didn't you,
They think that Ray Charles man was blind.
didn't you see the freaking Last Dragon?
Yeah, he was a blind old dread having black man.
But they're talking about like the dreads and like the sunglasses and it's like a swaggy
He's blind.
attitude. Listen, this is what I'm relaying to you guys.
That just right. He has a dog. I forgot
And
about
his
that.
and the
Probably his
bulldog,
C9 dog. Wow, that's
but
crazy.
how many C9 dog bulldogs are there? Actually, I don't know. I don't even know why I asked the question. I
But
have no
even
idea.
so, I mean, the bulldogs are not a black stereotype. Pit bulls are.
Nowadays though, but
Yeah.
bulldogs were like kind of like an old.
Were they really?
Yeah, they had like the spike collars and
Yeah.
I always remember it being pit bulls, so that it didn't. I was just like, oh, cool, he has a bulldog.
Well, it kind of went in waves. It was like bulldogs. Oh, that's the dangerous dog. No bulldogs allowed in this apartment. Well, there's no bulldogs allowed in this apartment complex.
What did they want? Did they want him like? He was raised in a black neighborhood, but he likes eating turkey and poodles and
Oh my god.
Yeah, probably.
he wears aviators only.
Well, the thing that I like about Leroy, was also the problem I had with Bruce. Bruce is like your African American representative. Well, was your African American representative, but nothing about him, like personality wise, screamed African American. Like he just, he had barely any voice. He was I'm your worst nightmare, and I think that was it. I'm not sure if he was even voiced by a black person. Don't quote me on that because he didn't sound black to me. He had like some black outfits, I guess, like traditional African American outfits, but normally it was like he would start off in the Muay Thai gear, which is fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tekken 6. I made him look like 50 Cent all the time.
But he didn't like scream like African American culture to me, which is what I want from an African American character.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they have to be like full of stereotypes. Like Balrog's not full of stereotypes. TJ Combo's not full of stereotypes, but I still get African American from them. Bruce just had zero personality.
I mean, you get that when they first dropped Raven. We did. I didn't. Well, I was a kid, so I wouldn't have paid attention to any controversy anyway. But I thought when they dropped Raven, he was cool as fuck because he was like Blade, who was one of my favorite, superheroes back then. So I was like, cool. They added a Blade character. I'm gonna use him. I never ended up really using him.
Right, 'cause he's like a ninja. He's not like Blade at all.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, it was still like having that in there was still cool. Yeah, I mean, he wore sunglasses.
He wore those weird like.
Yeah, the ones that are like all the way they wrap around.
Like the wrap around.
They're like only the length of his actual eyeballs, not past that at all.
Maybe that's the Tekken stereotype of black males. Sunglasses.
They always have
black.
sunglasses. I mean, Bruce didn't have sunglasses. Master Raven doesn't have sunglasses.
Master Raven's like still an enigma to me. I still don't understand like Master Raven's like why is she younger than Raven, but that's like his master. That
No.
And it's like just like ninjutsu. It's
Yeah,
not,
I was
like,
gonna say those secret
like,
arts.
It's just some like you gotta put in your ears for ninja.
Yeah, where they're fucking teleporting and shit.
Right, but anyway, I'm way off course.
Yeah.
But that's what I like about Leroy. It's like, oh, this is like an African American character. Yes, just yes. Like obviously, you look at him, it's like, oh, he's African American. Maybe he's from the Caribbeans. He could be, but he's not.
I mean, even the way he talks and stuff, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's a black guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know why anyone would say, oh, why are you doing that? That's wrong.
Yeah, some people just
Why?
don't like that. I guess.
You understand that there are black people who fight, right?
Yeah, and they also act black.
Yeah, they also are black.
They can
all
do both.
The time.
Also, it's not like he has like a super stereotypical like personality or plot. Like his whole thing is like
fried chicken or something.
his whole thing is I came back. I'm out for revenge. Let's do this.
Like every other character in Tekken, honestly.
Yeah, that's kind of a common theme. That's kind of a common theme. But as far as Leroy goes, he's got a lot of cool things I saw in the trailer, like his cane.
Yeah.
Like he's got his cane.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And he was hitting people with his cane. And there's a lot of things I don't understand now. Because is that part of his moveset? Do you add the cane later?
Yeah.
He was also swinging like a staff too? Or maybe that's just the
I think it was
cane
just the cane. It was like a hyper pole and extension.
Yeah. Hyper cane extend.
Where that, even the dog. I mean, I assume the dog thing is going to be similar to
Cosme.
Yeah, how she sends out her tiger.
Right.
So he would have a thing where he's just like, hey, sick him or something. You know what I mean?
Sick him. He's like, I can't do the whistle with my hands, but he did it.
Whistles like that, but you know what I mean. So I assume that they're part of his moveset. I want to know how it works, especially with the cane, because it doesn't look like he's always carrying it. He's in his stance, and then all of a sudden it just appears in his hand. Which I mean, we have Noctis now, so he can teleport weapons in his hands. But I feel like the old black man who does kung fu can teleport his cane
blind
into
man.
Yeah.
He summons it from the blind zone.
That's part of this ancient Kempo arts, guys. It teaches you how to materialize things.
Wait, hey, I can't. You can't do that. I don't know. I'm just blind. I guess.
I know we won't get any of these answers because Tekken's not very great with story.
Yeah.
But I am interested to see if he has any relationship with any of the characters. Like, who is he actually getting revenge on? They might have said it in his first trailer, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
But who's he getting revenge on? Probably Kazuya. You know, everyone's got something against Kazuya.
Kazuya or Heihachi.
Or Heihachi, one of those.
They got the largest conglomerate in the world, dude. Yeah.
That's true. But I would like to see something more interesting than that. I was like, who are you getting revenge on? Oh, maybe it is Master Raven. Maybe like Master Raven came in and like slaughtered his whole gang or some shit.
Yeah.
Because that's like the contract.
Yeah.
Or something. Or maybe it was Nina. Nina like just killed his family or something because.
Honestly, it'd just be cool to see a fleshed out backstory of anyone in this game, because I feel like the only one, even in the story mode, all it was really was Kazuya and Heihachi.
Yeah, even Jin was pretty much MIA that whole story mode.
Yeah, for real. He was just out in the desert walking.
Yeah, and Tekken used to be consistent, and then they just stopped.
Yeah, it just kind of fell off. I mean, because they actually gave us a story mode in this one, and I guess in the last one, in 6, they're kind.
There was a scenario campaign.
Yeah.
It was a story mode, and was it great?
It was telling, but it was like Lars'
Not
story.
really. It was Lars and Alyssa's story.
And it was kind of dumb. But either way, I mean, it was cool as a general idea. But either way, back to character.
Right, and I just want to see Leroy's relationship, and we'll just have his like little episode where it's like 2 fights, and we probably won't learn anything. It'll probably just be someone like, "You're blind, ha, and you're black. Let's fight." And he'll be like, "Well, okay, young buck," and then he'll like, beat him up or something.
And then he'll go against himself. And he'll be like, "Oh man, we about to Michael Vick this up."
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But unfortunately, that's probably the only in-game representation of his story we're going to get. Yeah. Anything else you want to know, you better look up on his wiki or whatever. Yeah. And I don't like that, but that is what it is at this point.
Yeah, I mean, they got fucking Negan in there. How does he tie into the King of the Iron Fist?
It's the future, man. It's just the future. All the King of... Actually, like, outside of the arena, it's just a zombie apocalypse. There's no just...
There was no news of it. It just began.
Everyone's like, okay.
Alright, well, I'm fighting, so I don't have to worry about
it. Right? It's like, I don't worry. Zombies don't fight. Clearly. Is there anything else on Leroy you guys wanted to speak on? Any other opinions on his outfit, his fighting style? Are you guys interested in...
Just one word.
In that at all?
Yeah.
Just dope.
Just dope, yeah.
Who's his tailor?
He was his tailor.
Hook me up.
I mean, he's clearly like the Wang replacement, which is good because I didn't want to see Wang again, but I liked his style. I'm glad they brought in someone closer related to, because Wang kind of had like that Kempo thing going, but he was like more like old man kung fu.
Wing Chun,
yeah. I kept saying Kempo, didn't I, this whole time? Damn.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting. I would have been like, yeah, Kempo's so cool. I love the way how that move is Kempo this whole time. I feel stupid now. This is on the air. Turn it off. Just turn this whole interview's over. Interview's over. Okay, well, if that's it for for Leroy, we can touch on the third. I guess it's the final DLC of maybe even all of Tekken 7 as far as characters go.
Could be.
Because Tekken 7's been out for like, I think, close to 5 years, if not 5 years.
5 years?
It was in the arcades for, I think, 2 years.
Okay, alright. I thought you meant like it really, like console release. I was like, no, it has been 5 years.
I was playing Tekken Tag 2 5 years ago.
Right. I could be not exact. I could be mistaken by a little bit though. Just by a little bit though.
Got you.
But it was out in arcades for a year or 2, and it didn't look much different from like Tekken Tag as far as aesthetics go, and I was disappointed. And then it dropped for consoles, and it looked much better.
Yeah.
And so, this could be the end. So this next character could be the final DLC we get for Tekken 7 before we get a Tekken 8 or maybe a Tekken X Street Fighter, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
So maybe this could be the last one forever. But
Unless they try to revamp like Street Fighter.
or they could, yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the floor, Banzai Wolfberg, because you claim that you could say.
I'm going to
his name.
try to say it. So the way it looks like it's pronounced like Fahkumram, because it's like Fahkumram.
Okay.
So like Fahkumram, but I feel like they're just going to like blend it all together into like Fahkumram.
Yeah, you know, that's probably
Maybe.
Fahkumram. Yeah.
So that's what I feel like they're going to say. But I'm like, you know what? Tekken people always announce the person's name in their trails. Like it'll be like Leroy, and I'm like, maybe I missed them doing that.
I was just thinking, I don't remember like how
Yeah, I
the
remember
announcer said
saying
it.
Me either. I just remember him coming in, beating Marduk up, and then just showing his. I don't remember them saying his name. So I'm
Like
like,
crap out of Marduk and was like.
so we could be wrong. Maybe they say his name. Maybe we're just like, this is how they say it. And someone's gonna be like, no, this is how you say your name. I'm like, you're right.
Man, he's a cool looking character.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Oh,
I like his aesthetic.
He looks like a giant version of a Gears of War character.
Yeah,
I was like,
he's
oh
super
my
tall.
God.
A
Yeah.
giant version of a Gears of War.
Yeah, you
I'm
see
not
how-
giant anyway.
No,
It's
see,
like-
but they're busky, but
Yeah,
they're like
but he's
normal
tall.
height. He's like 7 foot. He's taller than Marduk. He literally came in and was like, "What's up,
Yeah. Marduk's like, God.
He's like, I thought I was the tallest.
Word, that shit was crazy. And he's like, "I'll smash you," and nothing happened when he punched.
Right, he just punched him as hard as he could.
That's
Which
crazy.
I mean, that's a good way to show off how strong a character is.
Agreed.
And then when he started actually getting some licks in, he was like, man, I'm going to glow real quick.
Yeah, that was so weird. Like, what's going on with that?
I don't know if that was like his rage, and they just decided to do it that special way, or if he's gonna be kind of like a Street Fighter character or something, and have the rage meter.
Or like a rage meter.
Or
yeah.
he could be like a actual armor character.
He has armor.
Yeah.
He like buffs up and he's
Yeah, like
that would be
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
crazy.
like imagine he can like absorb hits and stuff. Like, cause some characters have moves where they can do it. Like Miguel, when he does his taunt, he can take a hit before he cancel out the one
yeah.
hit. So maybe when he goes into that mode, maybe he can actually like take a hit or two.
You know that's a good possibility. I wonder what if he gets like a damage buff, if he gets like
Yeah.
new strings.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. No one really knows.
Yeah.
But as far as what they showed, he looks dope. Like
Yeah.
I was like, you that tall, you moving that fast.
Word.
Yeah, fighting games love to do that shit. Make Muay Thai characters, but they're like 8 foot tall. They got 1,000 pounds of muscle.
That's because
on them.
it's the exact opposite of how Muay Thai fighters are in life. A lot of them are very, very short. They're like, I think, like the general is like 5'5" to 5'9", around that height. But some of them are they're just ripped, and they'll go at it. If you go look at the guy, I can't remember his real name, but his nickname is Boom. But he fought an American fighter named Rami, who's got a gym up in Philadelphia, and looking at them both, Boom is like just shredded, and Rami is kind of like, I'm a fighter. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like it's a crazy contrast, but a lot of them, they're not tall, but they're extremely busky. Then where this guy, the Tekken character, looks like he's a Muay Thai fighter that they took and put in a government facility and gave him all the super steroids that they could.
all the roids.
Like he was locked up in the plane and everything, and then they just dropped him.
Word. Yo, you know what he looks like?
Ooh.
He looks like a Spartan from Halo, just without armor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And in my head, I'm like, what did Marduk do for you guys to drop this guy on him?
Dropped him. Well,
Word.
he's beating up
Like,
armor.
out there, yeah.
In
just
this
fighting
random
kids.
cave, they was like, all right, we found Marduk. He's fighting a leopard guy in a cave. Bring out the secret weapon.
Drop Fahkumram.
And I watched the trailer, like the second I saw it, I was like, ooh, he has fighter aesthetics. By the end of the trailer, I was like, I really think that's going to be Protege Deluxe's new, like, he'll finally have a canon second character, because he's always looking for a canon second character that he can use outside of Brian. I was like, that's him right there. He's told to see the trailer. He's like, dude.
Nah, he did look super, super cool. And I like a lot of his, like you said, I'm a Brian main. He doesn't have a lot of, like, change-ups or fake-outs or anything, but
This guy does.
yeah, he does. He's got a lot of really, really cool ones. I like him.
Which is weird that not weird that they went with like the Muay Thai aesthetic or anything, but the fact that he has like a lot of like a lot of tricky little change ups going on there for being, I guess, the tallest
Yeah.
The tallest and physically maybe the strongest.
Yeah.
Because Marduk is taller than Panda and Kuma, isn't he?
Oh, they're bears.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
But also-
I don't think they're taller than Kuma. I think Kuma's the tallest.
I think no.
If
What
he-
about
He's gonna look Kuma in
what's
his
his
eye
name?
like.
That they added into Tekken 7.
Oh yeah, Xiao Yu.
No. No. Wow. What is his name? Gigas.
Oh
yeah.
I forgot about Gigas.
Yeah, he's got to probably be the tallest.
He's
And
very wide.
If you see, I want to see Fahkumram next to him and just see.
That's
how
what they
tall
should
they
do. They
are.
should have something Fulcrum against freaking
Why
Gigas,
would-
not.
They're both like government creations. Why not
Yeah.
have Fulcrum versus Gigas?
Honestly, yeah, that makes
They're
sense.
trying to go with the lore that Gigas is secretly freaking Marduk.
Marduk and say, oh god, it's like they just don't want to acknowowledge Gigas' existence.
Yeah,
it's like,
honestly.
guys, forget about him. We didn't finish him. We just dropped him in
Nah,
the
he
game.
came out and it was like, all right, bye.
This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It was just like, we need something new and aesthetic for people to get hyped for.
Yeah, because you can't
They
drop another Ganryu.
Or
Yeah.
They dropped the most boring character in the game.
Seriously, I have my fingers crossed for Roger Jr. or Mokujin,
Yeah.
and I got neither one. I got Ganryu instead.
Oh yeah, we still don't have Mokujin.
No,
Right.
but anyway, back to Fulcrum. I don't know how much taller than Marduk is, than how much taller he is than Marduk, because in the cinematic, he was like towering. He was like, "Hey,
Yeah, he,
look
like,
at me, I'm
looked down at
Fulcrum,"
him.
and then they were only like maybe an inch apart.
Yeah,
in height. I'm like, y'all fudged that cinematic a little bit. He's
Yeah.
not that much taller than Marduk.
You don't know.
If he's that tall, me as a Xiao Yu man, I'm like, man, this is going to be some.
Word, yeah.
Well, I get busted up in the trailer, man.
Yeah, word. So she's such a tiny. Everybody's getting busted up in that trailer.
That's
man.
true.
Brian dropped in there. You fucked him up too.
Well, for a split second, I felt like Dallas got about to like fall off.
Yeah.
Because just from the leg,
I
the
mean,
way they panned up, I'm like, oh
it
shit.
wouldn't
this-
be that. I mean, because they have Akuma in there, so
Yeah.
it's not that far fetched that they would have another Street Fighter character pop in for no reason.
And Sagat's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
But then you see all those tattoos.
Scars.
And like,
Yeah.
It's like Sagat's anti. He's anti, and he's got all like the cool like Muay Thai. So like the little bands. I remember you telling me what they were, but I don't remember what the little bands are called.
It would be cool if he had the headpiece. I can't remember what they're called right now either.
He might have it in like the shop or something though.
Yeah, he'll probably have a. I mean, if he's a Muay Thai fighter, so I would assume that he does. But yeah, that would be cool.
It's very interesting that like they treat him like the secret weapon, like animal type. Oh, keep him locked up, keep him strapped down. He's a wild animal, and then he's like, I respect Muay Thai so much. I just respect the style so much. You better put me in my shorts. And you better give me my armbands.
Keep my reps.
Yeah.
It was cool though. I wish Tekken did actually keep up on their story mode more because he was being locked in by military, but they didn't look like they was like from Heihachi or Kazuya or
Nah,
Jen.
it looked like they were
regular
the
military.
Taiwanese military.
Yeah, and I was like,
which I think was
It's
pretty
like, where are
cool.
they coming in the story? Like they just have this man. All of a sudden, this man could have been in the story and beating people's asses.
Honestly.
But
He
he's
decided to break them out. He was
like,
like,
oh,
all right, look, these guys are getting pretty heavy. They think they're good stuff. Let's bring in Fahkumram.
right, and let's beat him up, and that's what he did. Let's see. I didn't have a whole lot of time for preparation and deep diving questions, but I will ask this: how do you guys feel about his overall designs as far as like the tattoos and things go?
I think they're pretty cool. I love from his shoulders up, like his head aesthetic, the buzz cut with he's got like the lines in there. It reminded me of me when I used to fight, and I used to have the same haircut every time.
Oh, with the lines and everything.
Yeah. So it was very similar, and I was like, dang, that's pretty cool. He looked like me. Well, not like me, because I'm definitely not that fucking tall or busky.
Are you trying to say you're not actually 7.5 feet tall?
I'm definitely. I may look it, it may be hard to grasp, but I am only 6 foot, 6'1". But yeah, I enjoy his aesthetic a lot.
Yeah.
The way he looks, it looks like someone who, like I said, like a TIE fighter who they kidnapped and pumped full of Master Chief steroids.
Right. So his proportions are little. His chest is fucking
Yeah.
Huge. His upper body, like upper torso, is enormous, and then it just goes into this fucking slender ass waist, and then these tree trunk legs.
If the point of his design was to look intimidating, they nailed it.
Yeah. He was definitely scary.
Definitely that. He didn't look like someone you.
Yeah,
would
like
fuck
if I saw him and then I saw a devil Jin, I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna fight this devil over here. You know what I mean?
Tear his fucking wings
with.
off.
Word, yeah.
But he has been getting, and I noticed immediately, he does look like a character from like the anime series Baki. Like just
Yeah.
Yeah, he
strange
does.
proportions,
Baki
the big
or
giant
King
cat.
Ashura, like
Yeah.
He straight.
like
He actually straight up looks like
Jack Hanma a little bit.
his brother.
Who's?
Baki's brother.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
after he
yeah.
got the surgery,
Yeah.
he was tall and bald.
Yeah, and he had the buzz cut and everything. Actually, wow, yeah, he does look exactly like him.
Jack Hanma.
Yeah, okay, you said it. My bad, I was not paying attention. Sorry.
Pay attention to me, I got the pineapple so.
But he does look like a Baki character. Like,
Which is cool. Like, if you have like a Baki aesthetic looking character,
Yeah.
any game I will put him on, it'll be Tekken.
Yeah.
I like Baki. I think the characters in Baki are cool. I think
for
Jack
real.
is cool.
100%.
So that's cool. But there's a lot of people they're kind of also mad. There's a lot of like back and forth with these characters. They're mad because they wanted Bruce. They wanted like their Muay Thai. They didn't want Fahkumram. They wanted like Bruce back. It's like not my Muay Thai character.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about people asking for?
I mean, for real, Tekken should have. The creators should have given us the old characters from the beginning instead of selling them back to us. I feel like that's a really cheap tactic to get money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But and not only that, but then like if you buy you bought the season pass with the game, that was for season 1, and then there was a season 2, and you had to get a whole new season pass, and then season 3, and you had to go to a whole new. That's fine. It's
whack.
That's what most gamers are upset about with games today.
Yeah.
So
They're cutting shit out and
exactly.
selling it back. Not to mention season 1 was trash.
Yeah.
Geese and Noctis, what?
Didn't make any fucking
That
sense.
ain't no season.
When they added Geese, I was like, another character with fucking like
Projectiles.
Yeah, projectile powers. I was
and
like,
stuff.
whatever. They're gonna add in other, characters that we know now. Cool. And the Noctis came out.
And ruined everyone's
I was
day.
like,
I was like,
Ruined
why
everyone's
didn't
fucking
you put him
forward
for Soul
triangle,
Calibur?
man.
Because 2B was coming to Soul Calibur, bro.
Square Enix, man, they could have brought both of them in.
Honestly, 2B and Noctis better in a game where it's centered around weapons, not punches and kicks.
Listen, guys,
It's just
they needed something for the babies to use because even Eddie is getting a little more complicated. Even he's getting a lot of moves now.
shut your mouth.
Okay,
Shut your
yeah.
whore mouth.
But
Okay.
yeah, I think people need to chill.
People
Yep.
do need to chill.
I think the only way I could almost agree with people, because I could see it through this, if instead of Ganryu, they dropped Bruce, and he be the continuing character, gave us Leroy, and if they didn't have Fulcrum, whatever we're going to call him, give us a new guest character.
Okay.
If the rotation was like that instead, sure, I would agree.
guest character that matched or
Like
something.
new character, old character, guest character.
Yeah. That's the only way I could kind of see it. Like, in that aspect, I would, like, alright, cool. But in this, you're just like, oh man, Leroy's black. Oh man, the new guest character isn't our old black. Freaking. And now our old character is Ganryu. I'm like, what do y'all want?
Yeah, honestly.
That's a good question. I mean, like, because
Sorry to cut you off.
Not to
you're
me.
good.
Okay, I was gonna say, to be fair, if they're gonna be mad at Fahkumram, whatever his name is, not being Bruce, then where's the uproar about Leroy not being Lane? No one.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
didn't hear that much about it. I'm sure someone said it because someone had to, but like, they're not mad about that. They're mad because he's black. They're mad because he's stereotypically black, which he isn't. That stereotypically black.
He's not
He's
black.
just a black guy.
And even if he was, he's cool and everyone
Honestly,
loves it.
Yeah, he's a fucking cool character. All the black people love him. So why are you
Right.
mad?
You people don't get to be mad at the
Word,
black
you
folk
can't
like
be
the
mad
black
for
guys.
us. If we're not mad, you shouldn't be mad. And if any of us are mad, why?
Yeah, just stop being chopped and screwed over it. I'm sprung.
Shut
Oh
up.
my.
Anyway.
But the only complaint I do have is I do miss Roger Jr. a lot.
I mean,
And how funny would that scene have been if like Marduk's getting like fucking up Armor King and those Taiwanese soldiers like, alright, drop it. We gotta take this guy down, and it's all cinematic and it's like it's all tied down and he dropped a big thing and it's like just a kangaroo.
Yeah.
just a
Just to beat up Marduk.
with a baby kangaroo.
With the baby kangaroo. Just, come on, that would have been hilarious.
It would have been great. But I mean,
But Fulcrum is cool. You know, he's a cool guy.
yeah, I agree.
I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Well, to come at the FGC a little bit, all we kind of do is complain. We're never happy.
Yeah, give me.
Unless we get things like perfectly right.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Give me
I'm
jump back.
Pretty generally happy, but that's only because the only character that I use is most likely always going to be in the game.
People would have a fit if
That's what
Brian
I'm
didn't
saying.
make it back. So you're pretty safe.
That's what I'm saying. That and also one of the best pro players in the world uses Brian.
So they're not about to take Brian.
Yeah, they're
away.
not about to take him out of there, and I'm fine with that. That's cool by me. Love you, Nee.
I mean, it is weird that they took out Bruce, because Bruce was one of the best characters in Tekken Tag 2, which was the game right before Tekken 7.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they're like, no more Bruce, even though everyone was playing Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Brian isn't as safe as we thought he was. Dang it, Brian was supposed to be the Bruce replacement back in 3.
Yeah, exactly. Just saying.
Now it's Fulcrum. But Fulcrum's like way closer to Bruce than Brian was when he came out.
100%, yeah. I mean, back then, the mechanics were much more simple.
True.
So then now, if you were to just replace the black character, the black Muay Thai character, with just a white guy with the same palette, it would look crazy. It would look kind of crazy. That would be something you could be mad at.
It's not a good environment to pull that stunt.
We replaced
Though
Bruce
not
with
only
Bryce.
that, but the whitest guy who also just murders everyone that he sees.
Right? A killer cop.
Yeah, it would just be. It'd be terrible. It'd be.
That is such a. When you say it like that, that's such a bad look.
It would be awful.
And the people are like, why are y'all complaining about white stereotypes in this game? Stop.
Dang, this is a pretty controversial episode.
But yeah, so, I mean, if anything, to replace the Muay Thai fighter with someone who looks like he's from Thailand, that just seems normal.
No, yeah, that's
It
fine.
seems like an okay.
Doesn't
Whatever.
even look like he's from Thailand. It looks like he's from hell.
Yeah, 100%. He looks like he was experimented on beneath the depths of the Earth's crust.
He's like
But-
Jason Voorhees' son.
Who works out too much.
Yeah.
He actually could swim.
Fulcrum Voorhees. Who actually could swim. Is that what you said?
He actually could swim. That's how he got so busky.
So, as far as season 3 as a whole goes, with Zafina, Leroy,
Forgot about
Yo, I
Zafina.
completely forgot. He said that. I was like, oh
Safina,
yeah.
Bruce Leroy Smith, Ganryu, and Fulcrum, what would you rate, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, this season's DLC compared to, like, season 2? And season 1 is just garbage. I'm not even gonna put that. But
What was all in season 2?
Season 2 was
That was
Anna,
right?
Lay.
Yeah.
Negan came out. Negan, Julia. They came out last, and in the middle of that was Marduk and Armor King.
Oh, yeah. That's honestly stacked. That's in comparison from that to from those guys to now. I feel like it was. Excuse me. A lot more hype.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like season 2 especially when they announced Negan.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Are you serious?
Nothing has ever come more out of left
Yeah,
field.
that's it. It took me for a fucking loop. I mean, so did Noctis, to be honest.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that just pissed me off.
Right.
Where seeing Negan, I was like, this has got to be the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I would say, I'm
Kinda
a Final
was. It's
Fantasy.
really
I
fun
played
to play
Final
too.
Fantasy
Word.
15. I was like, what?
What? Why not? It's like, why?
Word.
There was no, like, conceivable why.
Mm-hmm.
You should have just done the smart thing. Just give us Tifa.
Tifa would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been fucking cool.
And that's honestly... That's a no-brainer, and yet they didn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
What
But I
Final
mean,
Fantasy character?
Because it wasn't, that's not the game that was out at the time.
At the time, but it's
Yeah.
from Final Fantasy VII, the most famous Final
I would
Fantasy.
say
of all.
Walking Dead Negan era, what hasn't been doing too good.
I mean, it's done now. But that was, even then, I guess that was kind of at the end of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's no rhyme or reason to Negan. He's just in the
agree.
game now.
I agree. Where, I mean, I don't know about all the partnerships and everything. I mean, you see now, Geese is from King of Fighters, right?
Yeah.
Well, they got the partnership with King of Fighters and Tekken and the beat 'em up on the mobile game.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I would assume, you know what I mean, that was in the works maybe probably back then, so they put Geese in there.
Right, there's a relationship there.
Yeah. So I don't know how all that goes. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe, you know, The Walking Dead wasn't doing so hot, and they're like, oh, there's this fighting game that everyone watches. You know what I mean?
But you...
Probably a lot more people tuned into Evo than fucking Walking Dead when that shit was on that season anyway. So
Yeah, maybe. Unfortunately, when Negan dropped, he wasn't great, so he wasn't that far.
I mean, that's fair. But I don't know. It seems to me like I don't know. There was a lot of hype centered around 2. Maybe 1, they learned their lesson. 2, it was fucking dope, and then 3, it's still pretty good.
Right. You kind of tell like this is like the end of the life cycle.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wonder if they're gonna bring anyone else back, or if they're just gonna do like a haha, guess what? As a special surprise, here's every other character.
I personally,
Shit, that'd be nuts.
I personally at this point don't even want them to do anything more. I want this game to like fizzle out, let the PS5 come out, and just give us a new Tekken.
Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Give us all our characters, give us new characters, get rid of Rage Art, because that kind of ruined this game.
Nobody like Rage Art.
Agreed.
Freaking.
At least I don't like Rage Art.
But yeah, so none of the DLCs have like really excited me. I haven't been hyped to play Tekken in like a year or two now.
That's a shame because we used to get together and play Tekken.
Yeah, we used to
all
play
the time.
a lot.
And that is the worst part. But I will say, in regards to a DLC, like not to compare and contrast it to another game, but I'm like, I don't get hype over the Tekken characters, like the DLCs, but they at least do it like full force. Like they'll come out with the new characters, bring us a new stage, like give us details about them compared to like Fighters, where we'll get a bunch of new characters that people don't even want, and no new stages or anything like that.
Yeah.
So at least when they do their DLC, at least they put effort into it.
That's true.
So I'll appreciate that. But as far as like being hype over it, I'm just like, I'm not hyped to be like, oh man, I'm going to download this game and start playing it again. If I'm at a con and I happen to see Tekken, I'm like, all right, let's see if I can still beat people rusty.
Yeah.
Now, I know the Jamaican Shake is probably very, very sad because he's had his fingers crossed for Kiryu from Yakuza to be the last character.
And you see that?
In
He would be a
Tekken.
great
that
character.
would also make sense.
Honestly, he should have been there instead of Negan. He would have had the same mistake hitting people with weapons and stuff. Like,
Yeah, honestly,
It would have
yeah.
been pretty cool. It would have been pretty cool. But, alas, maybe they're saving him for Tekken 8 on the PS5. Who knows?
Yeah.
just hire us, man. We can help you with
Just
this stuff.
Just put us in there, coach.
Yes,
Put us in there,
Bandai
coach.
Namco. Listen to this podcast. Listen to our words. But as far as the stage goes, how do you guys feel about like that cave stage?
It looks cool.
To be fair, I didn't even notice that it was a new stage. I thought it was the temple with the multiple layers. I can't remember what it's called, but you know what I'm
I
talking
think it's
about?
called Ruins
yeah.
or Temple Ruins, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. I thought it was that stage, so it didn't register to me as new at all.
Got you. That
So,
sucks. That's,
It wasn't until the very end of the trailer when it was like new stage that I was like, and I had to rewind it, but okay, I guess it is new.
That's where they're fighting at.
It's
Yeah,
funny. It
cool.
reminded me of like a Soul Calibur stage.
Kind of. It's just
Like one of those caves boards on Soul Calibur. So I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
there's just nothing going on in it. It's just like a cave.
Yeah.
Just arrived at a Taiwanese cave.
Tech introduces ring outs, and I was like, what?
Oh my god, that'd be crazy. Nah, Tekken's all about the invisible walls.
Yeah, for real.
They say, we have a wall function now. We just made a stage where you can't do wall stuff.
See, what I would like is for them to have better, I guess, the breakaway transitions.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, all it is really is you fall, you hit, and then they can continue a combo, whatever.
Yes.
But to see you, like, fall and, like, and, hit shit as you're going
Oh
down.
yeah, like a cinematic.
Yeah.
almost.
That would be cool. I would enjoy that a lot.
That would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
Freaking that's what they do for Dead or Alive actually.
Yeah,
it was one of the actual
that.
cool features that they put into the newer games.
Dang man, the 3D era MK did that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
Where you fall down steps and like off things.
Yeah.
That was kind of dope.
I enjoy that.
There's a lot of things Tekken could work on, but there's a lot of stuff they're doing right now.
But yeah, as far as the new DLC and the trailer and stuff, I'm not hyped for it, but I have no complaints about it.
It looks good. I think people are going to be excited. I just hope like at least one of the new characters, at least like Leroy or Fahkumram, at least one of them are like really good, so we see them actually in tournaments. Because there's nothing worse than like, oh, this is a brand new character and they're trash and no one uses them. It's just like Heihachi versus Kazuya again, or
I mean, you
Shaq
saw
Moon.
all the fucking Noctises when he came out. I hated that so
You could
much.
play him with your eyes closed and
Yeah,
control
honestly,
upside down.
bro, it was so dumb. I will never get over how much I hate him. But I mean, I do feel you in that sense though, because I haven't seen many of the others. I saw a couple Negans at the last Evo, but they got taken out pretty quick.
Yeah, he just got buffed. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But
So maybe
but yeah.
this Evo, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I ended up when Tekken 7 was first starting to kind of gain its ground at Evo. Tekken 7. I said that. Never mind. You saw the biggest threat was Jack.
Jack, oh my god.
Yo,
Jack.
he was taking people out.
It was.
Yeah, actually, I think Jack won that tournament. I can't remember who it was.
It was why am I blanking? Like this guy is at every. He's like a top 8 at every.
Yeah.
How am I not thinking? His
And
name?
I think he fought Nee for the top spot, and yeah, he won, and it was a very big upset. I almost cried. But nah, it was just like it was so. It reminded me of the one tournament that we saw where it was Injustice, the first one, and Batgirl was just taking everybody out.
Oh my god!
And then you had the one guy who beat, I think it was Sonic Fox, who was Batgirl, and he had beat him and he sent him to the losers bracket, and he got up and was like, yes, and then he had to fight him again for the grand finale, and then he lost, and I was like,
was that
I hate you.
Was that Honeybee?
No, that was, I forget who was playing, but he was playing as Zod. He was Zod, and he beat Sonic Fox's Batgirl. I'm like, and we're all like, yeah.
We're
and then like, remember we all got mad because the guy came over, like some other like dude came over and started whispering in Sonic Fox's ear, like, and then Sonic Fox came back and like swept him.
Yeah, it was so.
That's actually a big controversy now too, like coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they got rid of it or not. I don't quite remember. But that was a big controversy. People going, hey, so I'm back here. I'm not in the game. I'm not feeling all this pressure. So here's what he's doing. And that just sounds.
I feel like as a person who does combat sports, a coach is always in your corner because they can see things that you can't.
Right.
So as you're going through and as you're fighting, they might see, okay, well he's leaving himself open when he does this. You might not be able to see it because you're trying to block, you're trying to move your head, you're trying to get out of the way. You know what I mean? You're trying to attack back. So I felt when I started seeing tournaments, I always wondered if they had coaches and if there were people, if that was allowed or anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with it if that was the case, but that's of course from my background. I don't know how other people from in the gaming scene feel about that.
I personally wouldn't like it. I'd be like, boy, you got here on your own skills. How about you either you adjust, reset yourself, and adapt to that person, or you lose.
Yeah, I mean it's.
If it's a co-op game, sure. If you have a partner with you, you say, hey, he's doing this.
I know because they do that in a lot of like the Call of Duty tournaments. You'll have like one head guy, but then they'll even in those they'll have a guy that's like a coach that's behind them all that'll pan back and forth and let them know things like small details and shit. But yeah, because they're a team, they're always shouting different things at each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, this guy's doing this. He keeps coming from the center lane. You got to make sure you get him. Stuff like that. But. Hey, I guess it is different for fighting games when it's 1v1.
But it's just like a debate. It's like no one's like fully for it, no one's fully against it. You're just going after it. That was the three characters. That was Leroy, Ganryu, and Fahkumram. Who would you say you're most excited for out of the three?
Get Ganryu out there.
Okay.
So between the two,
out of the two, Leroy or Fahkumram?
That's kind of hard because I'm like,
I want to use Fahkumram.
Yeah. I want to see Fahkumram, but I want to see Leroy being used. Like I can't wait to see him being used.
Because with Fahkumram, you kind of know how he's gonna I
mean, because we have but I mean, same. You can say the same about Leroy, just Wang. But
that's true.
I feel like he's gonna. From what I've seen anyway, it looks like he has a lot of different things that I've never seen a Wang do.
So he has way more parries than Wang.
Yeah,
and Wang had that Omega parry where he put his arm out and just swing it around and block everything.
So I'm seriously, I'm really curious on how it's gonna play out.
Yeah, I think it goes back to what you said. I want to see how good they actually are.
Yeah,
and when they come out, if they have fresh animations and stuff for it, or if it's just gonna look like copy and paste. I don't think so.
For that,
I don't think so, or at least I hope not. But it could always be.
It could be.
Yeah.
Big Whoopie's like, they're bad for that. Give me Mokujin.
Leave me alone.
So I can copy and paste everybody. Oh man.
Well, as far as Leroy goes and his parrying style, parries just kind of universally aren't a top tier tactic. Usually, it's fun to see and happen. But
even Jin has he can parry anything. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's got the
Jin,
he
That's true.
I mean the difference though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, hers is it a parry or that's her? That's a counter.
Yeah, it's a counter.
Yeah, I think she has one parry, and even Xiaoyu has because she was taught by she has the quick check.
Oh yeah, she does have that.
But yeah, as far as they go, they're never really it's very rare that you find someone who's who does it and capitalizes off it immediately.
Like,
And well, actively in game.
Yeah, the closest person we have to like a full on parry person outside of line was Leo.
Oh, she does have.
She's
She's a she now. It's Eleanor is her name.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
Yo,
maybe,
she's
maybe
in the
there is
game.
more.
Jesus Christ. Why is she... She's in the game, but we don't have like a lot
John,
of...
I know, right?
People were asking for John instead of Ganryu.
Yeah. Give me my John back.
Give me my Johnny.
Okay, well, I'm tapped. That's all I got.
I'm tapped out.
For this short episode. Any other questions or concerns from you guys about anything Tekken related?
Nah, that about sums it up.
That about sums it up for this short, out of the ordinary episode. It's relatively laid back compared to usual.
Yeah.
Not as structured. But that's okay. That's alright. Alright. And if that's that, no questions, no concerns, we can wrap it up right here. Today, everyone, I had on, let's see if you can get it this time,
Protege Deluxe.
Protege Deluxe and
The Banzai Wolf Burger. Oh yeah.
Banzai Wolf Burger and Protege Deluxe. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do this by myself, and it was actually your guys' idea, so thanks for coming on.
No problem.
And, as per usual, I am Mick Whoopi Goldberg, and this has been the Bottom of the Pit podcast, where we look to the moon and swap our palettes. We will see you on the next one.